This is Braggins Adventures. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Andrew from Braggins Adventures here. Before we get started with today's video, I want to say welcome or welcome back. If you have not done so yet, please do make sure you hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. And I know every single YouTuber says that, but I have a very important reason. We're giving out $50 to one lucky subscriber if we hit 400 subscribers by the end of the year. All you have to do to be entered to win is subscribe, and then we'll post a video January 1st if we hit that milestone saying this is the contest video. You leave one comment, any comment at all on that. We're going to randomly choose one commenter that's also a subscriber and give them a $50 Amazon gift card. Today we are going to talk about dining on board Carnival Cruise Lines. We are going to go over the venues that are on pretty much every Carnival ship. Now specifically we filmed these on board the Carnival Miracle, but like I said, these venues are on pretty much every single ship. Your ship may also have a couple other dining options that we don't mention in this video, but this will be your core dining experience. We're going to go over both complimentary dining as well as specialty dining. Yeah, and you know, I think the easiest way to do this, I'm just going to run through them in alphabetical order, and we'll start with Blue Iguana. Blue Iguana is located on the Lido deck. It's on pretty much every Carnival ship, and it's open for breakfast and lunch, and yes, it's included in your cruise fare. Now, we tried everything on the menu, and you can check out that video that will be linked in the playlist at the end of this one. But I'll give you a little hint. This is one of my favorite spots to dine on any Carnival ship. Their breakfast is great. You can get a nice hearty breakfast burrito, huevos rancheros, or arepas. It's a good port day breakfast because you can grab it, eat it real quick, and take off. It's also a great sea day breakfast because you can relax and enjoy it. They have a salsa bar that you can top it with a wide variety of salsas and hot sauces. Also great for lunch. They've got a variety of delicious tacos and burritos, and they hand make their tortillas. Up next is Bonsai Sushi. This one's a specialty restaurant. On our particular ship, it's called Bonsai Sushi Express because it has a more limited menu, but they also have sit-down options on some of the ships as well. I don't think the price is too bad for what you're getting. It's tasty sushi. You can get it to go, as you see here, in to-go containers, or you can eat in at some of the dine-in locations if that's on your ship. One of my favorite things to do is to get the boat here. It's enough to feed 2 people. It's a good spot. You should check it out if you like sushi. If not, probably you could skip it. All right, up next, we're going to head over to the Carnival Deli. This is on every ship, and it is complimentary. We also have a video for this one where we try everything on the Carnival Deli menu, all 14 items plus the sides. You can check that out at the link at the end of this one. It's hit and miss. It really does depend on who is making the sandwich. A lot of them are pre-done and then they just heat them up and add like the last minute things. We have some really good sandwiches here, and then we've had some really like bummer sandwiches. But the bummer sandwiches have sometimes been good on other ships. So it really does depend who's making it. But I am going to tell you right now, there is something for everyone at the Carnival Deli. You can even get a hot dog. It's open 12 hours a day, usually 11 to 11. That might vary slightly on your ship, but it's great for that late night snack that you're going for. Maybe you had dinner and then you went and saw a show. Maybe you've been doing some drinking. You want to grab that snack before bed. The deli's a great place to do that. And did I mention included in the cruise fare? The fries can be hit and miss here. I honestly prefer the fries at Guy's Burger, which we're going to talk about coming up here. But you know, the deli's a good spot. Did you know that we're on social media? You can grab us over on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, both on a Facebook page and in our own Facebook group. Up next is Guy's Burger Joint. This is included in your cruise fare, and some say this is the best burger at sea. I say it can be hit and miss. Usually it's the best burger at sea. Almost always it's the best burger at sea, but sometimes we've had a bad burger here. We do a full review video of Guy's Burger Joint. There will be linked at the end of this one. You can check us out. We tried everything on the menu. I do love Guy's Burger. I'm never not going to get a Guy's Burger when I, jump on board a Carnival cruise ship. But sometimes I've been disappointed. I want to temper your expectations when it comes to Guy's Burger because I feel like it gets really, really hyped up. and I don't want you to be disappointed. It's definitely the first thing I grab when I get on board, though, after mustard grill, of course. All right, after Guy's Burger, we're gonna head over to the Lido Buffet. And this is gonna be kind of a longer section because we try to eat a variety of meals here. They do have a continental breakfast for you early risers. It's basically fruit, some cereals, and those meats there. They've got an omelet station that opens up a little later. The omelet station's pretty good. And you can get made to order eggs at the omelet station instead of eating those gross powdered eggs that plague the rest of the buffet. Omelets are pretty good. The breakfast buffet as a whole is probably my preferred buffet over other meal times during the day. I love those little potato cakes, by the way. I don't even care what they're made of or how they're made, or they're absolutely delicious. I always load them up on my plate. I'm super disappointed if they ever run out. They do have a salad bar at lunch and dinner time. It's a pretty good loaded salad bar. You can make yourself a healthy dish if you want, but then you can load it with all these toppings and it's no longer healthy after that. You gotta watch those dressing calories. That's what's gonna get you. During lunch and dinner, it's hit and miss. Sometimes I've had a really good lunch meal there. Sometimes it's been just this mediocre, terrible buffet food. Dinner for me has always been a miss. Do I want to say that? Yeah, I want to say that. It's generally a miss. I would spend time over in the main dining room instead of on the Lido buffet for dinner. I will say, if your buffet on your ship has a Chinese food station, that's usually where I was headed. Chinese food is typically pretty tasty on the buffet. And if yours has the station that changes each day, it's usually a pretty good selection of rice, chow mein, and the meat. I do dig the Chinese station on the buffet. For the most part, though, try it for lunch once or twice. I guess if you have a longer cruise, grab one dinner there, but I wouldn't plan on going there for dinner, generally speaking. They also just recently brought back this late night snacks. It is not a late night buffet, okay? It's not that thing that they used to do back in the 80s. It's just late night snacks. It's all pretty terrible, I'm not gonna lie. It's all heat lamp, dried out food. But if you were drunk at midnight and need something to soak up the booze, the late night buffet is absolutely the place to be. Hot dog, pizza, chicken nugs, and then a couple of little side salads, and then cookies. It's not the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth, but you're not getting gourmet food at midnight at a cruise buffet. Just keep that in mind. But you are gonna, soak up that booze pretty well. And last, the chocolate extravaganza. They do this one day of the cruise. It's if you like chocolate, it's definitely for you. If you don't, you're gonna want to go ahead and skip that. All in all, the Lido Buffet can be a good place to grab a bite to eat, especially if you're looking for a quick bite. Please don't be rude and cut in front of other people, wait in line, and please use proper buffet etiquette. All right, we are going to move on now to the main dining room. This is probably going to be where you're going to eat the core of your meals, and I want to start with breakfast. Now, all meals in the main dining room are included in your cruise fare. Breakfast is probably one of my favorite meals of the day, and I got to tell you, the main dining room does a pretty good job. Now, they do breakfast on port days. On sea days, you're going to end up with brunch, which I'll get to in a second. But port days, you can go grab a quick breakfast, scarf it down, get good table service, and then get off and get to your excursions or whatever you need to do. Brunch is on sea days, and it's also tasty, although it's been hit and miss recently. It's nice to have the variety of food that they're offering at the sea day brunch, but sometimes I'm just like, man, who made this today? For the most part, it's pretty tasty. I do like the fresh squeezed juices that they offer at an additional charge during the sea day brunches. Lunch happens only on longer sailings, so you have to be on a pretty long sailing to get lunch in the main dining room. That being said, it's delicious. I actually like the selections that they offer at lunch because I've never had them before at a dinner in the main dining room or at a brunch in the main dining room. They were special selections just for these lunches on longer sailings. oftentimes they'll have healthier selections as well, which is great if you're on a longer sailing, you've been eating a lot of heavy foods, drinking a lot of that booze. Go grab lunch in the main dining room if it's offered on your ship. If you're on a shorter cruise, unfortunately, you're not going to have that opportunity, and I'm really sorry for that, because for the most part, the food I had during lunch hours was pretty amazing. All right, now we're going to move to something that's not for everybody, but I love doing it. In the main dining room, they do tea time either once or twice per cruise. It's complimentary, although you can pay for upgraded teas if you want, but it's little finger sandwiches, nice little tea. It's a very formal setting, but you can show up in your shorts and your t-shirt. It's so much fun, guys. I love doing tea time. Usually it'll take place on the same dining room floor that they do your time dining in, and it'll be in the far back corner. Totally free, totally fun, totally delicious. And because the main dining room's not crowded, it's a little quiet, you can have a nice conversation. You're always seated near a window, so you have that gorgeous view. All right, dinner in the main dining room is probably the main place you're going to eat dinner and the main meal you're going to eat in the main dining room. Now, main dining room dinners can be absolutely hit and miss. For the most part, though, honestly, I think they're hits. Main dining room menu recently changed, so you're going to have some things you're not seeing in this video available on your next cruise, and I encourage you to try them. I also encourage you to try multiple things. The beauty of the main dining room is, I don't want to say you can get as much as you want, because they've kind of pared that down a little bit, but you can get up to 2 entrees complimentary, and then it's $5 after that. They do have upcharge meals that you can get in the main dining room. I very rarely will ever do that. I eat the food that I've already paid for in the cruise fare, because you know what? It's pretty tasty. Try 3 or 4 appetizers if you want. Hell, you can make an entire meal just out of appetizers. You don't have to order an entree. You don't have to order an appetizer. You don't have to order dessert, but it is there and it is available for you. I usually try 2 to 3 appetizers, and then I'll get 1 or 2 entrees. The portions are pretty small, so you can get away with that and not feel like you're overstuffing yourself. I do want to say, though, if you're going to order it, please eat it. Don't waste food. I also encourage you to try the rare finds. Occasionally, they'll put an appetizer that is like something you probably wouldn't order if you were paying for it. Maybe escargot, frog legs, that kind of stuff. Try them. Get your table to try them with you. You guys order one for the table and share. Each of you gets a little bite of it. You can at least say, hey, I tried escargot. I'm not an escargot guy, but I'll tell you, order it on the cruise ship because it's amazing. It's just soaked in garlic butter. You don't even realize you're eating escargot. You're just spooning garlic butter into your mouth, and it's phenomenal. Desserts are usually a miss for me in the main dining room. The exception being the fruit platter and the cheese plate. Those are always fantastic. Appetizers are usually pretty good. I will always include a shrimp cocktail in my appetizer ordering. And then for mains, I try to mix it up. I try to get the thing that I think is going to make me enjoy the cruise more. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to order a chicken breast on here. I can make that at home. I'm going to order stuff that I don't normally make at home. I'm going to order things that maybe I wouldn't pay for if I went to a restaurant, because maybe they'd be expensive at a restaurant. You know, you can mix it up though, and the menu changes every night on your cruise. And don't forget, you get lobster on formal night on the longer cruises. And it's absolutely delicious. All right, up next is Pizza Pirate. This is complimentary. Used to be open 24 hours a day. On your cruise, it might be called Pizza del Capitano, pardon me. But either way, it's the complimentary pizza place. They've got 5 or 6 pizzas on there. We have a full video where we tried every pizza on the menu that you can check out. It's the best pizza on the planet, guys. And that might just be because you can get it at 2 o'clock in the morning on a ship at sea. It's the best pizza. It really is. Sometimes, so I've always been under the guise that even bad pizza is good pizza, because it's still pizza. So imagine eating that at sea. You're a little drunk. Maybe it's after midnight, but you got this yummy slice of pizza. You can hear the ocean going by. Guys, pizza. It's pizza. They also do have Caesar salads there, also complimentary. It's no longer 24 hours. They do close down, I think, from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m. All right, up next is room service. I'm going to go through this real briefly. It used to be free. Then they added an upcharge certain hours. Now it's pretty much costs money all the time, except for the continental breakfast, which runs from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. But that menu is so limited. I mean, you're looking at a piece of bread and a banana complimentary, basically. The rest of the time, you're going to pay for it. I don't normally do this, but we wanted to do it for this video. So we grabbed a pizza, some firecracker shrimp, and some chicken wings. All the food's good enough. It gets kind of cold by the time it gets to you. You have to wait for it. Who knows when they're going to show up. Plus, you're paying the service charge, the food charge, and a tip on top of all of that. Honestly, if it was me, I would just walk my little butt up to the buffet and grab a plate of food and bring it back to my room. We love doing that, especially if you have a balcony room where you can eat out on your balcony. They have a little table and chairs out there. If you're a room service kind of person, it's not bad food, and the prices are decent. They're certainly cheaper than room service at hotels on land, but there's so many free options on board the ship and so many specialty dining options on board the ship. Room service for me is generally going to be a skip it altogether. All right, up next, we're going to hit the seafood corner. Now, on your ship, it may be called the seafood corner, or it may be called the seafood shack. Either way, it's the same restaurant. Seafood corner is typically one that gets put in a buffet station on Lido. Seafood shack is usually going to have its own window or its own actual venue. But either way, it's the same place. It's a grab and go seafood location. I do want to warn you, this is probably one of the biggest complaints I have about this place. It can take a very long time to get food depending on what you order. You can wait an hour or more for a simple lobster roll. That being said, it's good fresh seafood, guys. The upcharge isn't terrible. I mean, it's comparable or a little less than what you pay on land, and the food's good. It's always nice to eat fresh seafood when you are on a ship at sea. I have very few complaints about this place other than the fact that it can take a long time to get your food. And the one thing I do want to warn you to absolutely steer clear of from both venues, regardless of what ship you're on, seafood shack, seafood corner, steer clear of the fried foods. Just, it's not worth it. Don't do it. All right, up next, we're going to go to the Steakhouse, and we are going to grab something yummy there. We do have a full video available for you where we review the Steakhouse. It's good food. It's definitely something you should probably try at least once. I do think they take too long to get you in and out of there, and I think that's part of what they're trying to do, and it feels just a little awkward and strange. Just bring me my food. You can be fancy, but you can still be efficient. I think they take too long between courses, and it's a real bummer, because if you're trying to go catch a show or a comedy show or whatever, you can feel like you're itching to just get out of there. The food's absolutely astounding, though. Definitely worth checking out at least once on your cruise. Hey guys, I just want to say I hope you enjoy this dining video aboard Carnival cruise ships. Let us know what you like and what you don't like, and thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next adventure. Bye.